Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presta Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyatyadeshatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yes, devotees, so we are now going to read the last verse in Nectar of Instruction, verse 11. And again, the meter of the poetry is not easy, but anyway, here we go. Krishnas yochai pranaya vasati prayasibhyo piradha kundam chasya munibir abitas tadrig eva vyadhayi yat preshtair apyalam asulabam kimpunar bhakti bhajam tat premedam sakrid api saras natur avishkaroti, which means of the many objects of favored delight and of all the lovable damsels of Vrajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine kund is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kund is very rarely attained, even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply bathes once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? That is pretty amazing. Yes. So we two nights ago, we were focusing on Srimati Radharani. We told that one story, you may recall, yes, from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So what a wonderful story. And, you know, it's completely authentic. You get these stories which, you know, may not be as authentic, but that's totally authentic. Yes, so now what I thought we could do to start off with this evening, we can read a couple of verses, more verses, glorifying Sri Radha Kund. Why not? Why not indeed? So here we go. This is now from Vrindavan Mahimamrita by Prabodhananda Saraswati. Yeah. Who was the uncle of Gopal Bhatta Goswami and an associate of Lord Chaitanya. All right. In Vrindavan, let us glorify the passionate queen's favorite transcendental lake, which is eternally very wonderful, with Radhika Hari's endless sweet pastimes, which is an ocean of the great wonders of the nectar of transcendental mellows, and which is very splendid and fragrant. Let me take shelter of the lake that is Vrindavan's greatest ornament, where two splendid, fair and dark forms of bliss enjoy the ultimate dance of the nectar of pure amorous pastimes, and where the waters touch, makes a wonderful sweetness rise in the heart. The hairs of his body erect in ecstasy, his crown and earrings moving, and his flute placed against the full moon of his lips. Madhava praises the delightful transcendental qualities of Radha Kund, which is the greatest jewel decorating Sri Govardhan's crown, and which is very dear to the queen who rules the life of the charming lotus-eyed Lord. This is just unbelievable, actually. Oh friend, that's all of you devotees. We're addressing all of you here directly. Oh friend, please meditate on Radha Kund's flowering vine pavilion, which is praised by Vrindavan's great splendor, which is respectfully worshipped by Lord Hari's favorite regal mountain, Sri Govardhan, which bows down, placing its peak on the ground before Radha Kund. Radha Kund, which is filled with the beauty and sweetness of Radha Krishna's extremely wonderful amorous pastimes. Please meditate on the fair and dark, youthful, divine couple who, surrounded by their friends and overwhelmed with sweetness, have plunged into an ocean of nectar at Radha Kund, which arouses transcendental amorous desires without equal or superior. Oh, unbelievable. Just incredible. Just wonderful. Just wonderful. So now to celebrate Radha Kund, last night we were more, we also celebrated Radha Kund, but we were more perhaps celebrating Srimati Radharani. Let us now celebrate Radha Kund and Shama Kund and Srimati Radharani and Lord Krishna and all their associates by recounting the story of the appearance of Radha Kund and Shama Kund. You may know the story. Haribol. Very good. Prabhupada said, repetition of a good thing is good. So I will repeat the story, seeing we're focusing so deeply here on Radha Kund and Shama Kund and Srimati Radharani. So, devotees, we mentioned, whenever it was, a few days ago, how when Lord Chaitanya visited Vrindavan and visited Govardhan Hill, that he was looking for Radha Kund, but he couldn't find it. He knew roughly it must be at what is actually it's sort of like the northern end of Radha Kund. It's, sort of northeastern really, but it's in the northerly direction. He knew it's here somewhere, but he couldn't find anything. So as he's looking around, he came to one village and he asked the villagers, what is the name of this village? And they told him, it is Arit Gram. Arit Gram. And he put sort of spiritually 2 and 2 together, as we say, and he understood Arit Gram, aha. It must be connected with Aristasura. So then he asked the people, so, okay, this is Arit Gram. Do you know where's Radhakund and Shamakund? They didn't know anything. So Lord Chaitanya decided just to look himself. So as we discussed the other evening, he walked out into a rice field and found in the center 2 ponds, pools of water, maybe 4 meters, 3 to 4 meters across each, just small. But he understood, this is Radhakund and Shamakund. He touched them, he became ecstatic. And he understood. So he bathed there and took some tilak, some of the mud for tilak, and like this. So we discussed all of that. So now, 5,000 years ago, when Lord Krishna was here on this planet, he one time was in this area, and he encountered this demon, Aristasura, who was a big demon in the form of a bull. So that big demon bull was terrorizing the Brijbasis. So Krishna decided, let me kill this bull. So he did. Yeah, we won't go into the details how he did it, but he did it. And now Krishna was feeling very good. Just killed another demon. Very nice, Haribol. And then so he went, the gopis were nearby, Radharani and the gopis, they were not far away. So he went to them and boasted, you know what? You know what? I just killed another demon. And Radharani said, we heard. You killed a male cow. A male cow. And Krishna said, no, he wasn't a cow. He was a demon. And Radharani said, no, that doesn't matter. He was in the form of a cow, a male cow. You killed a male cow. Get away. We're not going to have anything to do with you because you are contaminated. And so the gopis, they all backed up away from Krishna, keep away, keep away. Don't come close to us. Yeah. And Krishna, feeling a little, taken aback, he asked, all right, well, what can I do to make up for this? And Srimati Radharani said, you have to bathe in all the sacred rivers and lakes and kunds and sarovars and pukurs and streams and just any water, all the sacred ones in the 3 worlds, in the universe. You have to do that. And Krishna said, what? How am I going to go around the 3 worlds? I'm not going to leave Vrindavan. You can't treat me like this. But Radharani said, sorry, that's it. You got to do that, otherwise we'll never see you, speak to you. We went, well, it was like social distancing. We will always keep minimum 2 meters distance from you. We will not let you come within 2 meters. This is Krishna conscious social distancing. And Krishna said, well, how are we going to dance together? And how am I going to embrace you? And Radharani said, that's your problem, my friend. You sort it out. So then Krishna, being a very creative and intelligent person, Krishna stamped his right heel on the ground, bang, into the ground, which made an indentation in the ground. And then he called for all the holy waters in the universe. So they all came with their presiding deities. So many of them. And that hole that Krishna had made in the ground by stamping his heel, it expanded, it grew. And they all poured in. They all poured in. And as they did, they introduced themselves. I am the saltwater ocean. I'm the milk ocean. I am the red ocean. I'm Tamrapani. I'm Pushkar. I'm Ganges. I'm Saraswati. I'm Godavari. I'm Yamuna. Yeah, I'm Sarayu. I am Prayag. Sorry if that was too fast. Yeah, they all introduced themselves and dived into the hole. And then Krishna bathed in the water and came out. See, that's it. Now I'm clean again. Now I'm pure again. Hari Bol. So, Radharani and the gopis, they were now feeling a little taken aback. How did you get such a nice kund? Oh gosh, you got such a nice kund. Yeah, why, how come you have one? We want one also, they said. We want a nice kund. Oops. Yeah, we want our own nice kund. So all those sacred waters, they offered, well, let us come into your kund. Radharani said, no, I don't know about that. You know, your sacred waters, okay, but now this dirty young fellow with dark skin, Krishna, he is bathed in your waters. I think your waters are now contaminated. So no thanks. So all those holy rivers and lakes, etc., they're a little disappointed, but they stayed there, they waited there. And Radharani announced, what we're going to do better. We're going to form a human chain from Radhakund, or from here to Manasi Ganga. And we will take the water from Manasi Ganga and we'll dig a kund and we'll fill it up with the waters of Manasi Ganga. So Srimati Radharani took one of her bangles and started digging with the bangle. And before you knew it, there was this fairly large area dug out. And the gopis started transporting the water from Manasi Ganga, so on and so forth. But, you know, it was going to be a big job. And all the traditional holy waters, they wanted to get into Radhakund also. So they all approached, or they all took, would you believe, one transcendental form and approached Srimati Radharani. They offered obeisances. And with folded hands and tears in their eyes, they begged her. They began offering prayers. And let me read the prayers, they're really nice. O Goddess, those who know scripture do not know your glories. Brahma does not know, nor Shiva, nor Lakshmi. Only Krishna, the best of men, who wipes the perspiration from your limbs, who decorates your feet with skillful designs and puts your anklets on your feet. Only Krishna knows. Just getting the glance from your lotus eye, we think ourselves superbly fortunate, and we're feeling the highest bliss. We are residing now in the place made by Krishna's lotus foot, his lotus heel. On his order, we've come here, but now, please, you also, you please be merciful to us and accept us in your kund. So they said, our lives will be successful only if we can enter your kund. This is the boon we are praying to you for. So Radharani stepped aside and said, let your desire be fulfilled. So then those waters poured in and filled up that sort of big hollow in the ground. Yeah. And then at the end, this is from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, by the way, he speaks a couple of verses. Listen to this. When everything was done, Shama Kund was done, Radha Kund was done, everyone had bathed in both kunds, and everyone was just in ecstasy. The pastime was basically concluded. Then Krishna said to Radharani, O most beloved, may your kund become more famous in this world than mine. It's true, it's already happened. Radha Kund is more famous. In your kund, I will perform water pastimes. I will bathe there daily. As you are most dear to me, so is your kund. And Srimati Radharani said, along with my friends, I will also bathe in Radha Kund. May this kund destroy 100 misfortunes. I will be most pleased with that person who shows devotion to this kund, who bathes in it, and who resides near it. Yes, so that's the story, how Radha Kund and Shama Kund manifested. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story, and the places are beautiful. And we are just very fortunate to be able to approach them. It's inconceivable, actually, considering, the condition. Okay, anyway, so let's continue. What I'd like to do now is, these verses, we read them, and there's 2 paragraphs only of purport, and they're just repeating the same things. We've already been through these things. What I want to do, just to help us, I want to play a recording of Srila Prabhupada on Radhastami. If I remember correctly, I think it's 1973. I might even have been there. It's in Bhaktivedanta Manor. Yeah, so I want to play that, Prabhupada speaking. And I sincerely hope that Yavo Milist, Mahaprabhu Kripa, that he'll be able to sort of, well, you already translated it, right? You already translated it. I sent it. Yeah. So anyway, let's just pray to God because it's another bit of a technological thing here. Yeah. So fasten your seatbelts. Pristignitia remni bezopasnosti. And let us play Srila Prabhupada glorifying Radharani on Radhastami and Bhaktivedanta Manor, 1973. Sorry, we'll just start again. It started spontaneously. So we'll just start again, and here we go. Can you hear it on Facebook? You can't hear Prabhupada. Okay, all right. Just hold on. I'll read it to you. Devotees on Facebook, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just 1 minute. I'm sorry. This whole thing, I tell you, what a, anyway. Can you hear me? Yes. Jai Shivaram. Haribol. Have you been able to follow the class so far? Because I couldn't see the screen because I have my notes over the Facebook. Have you been able to follow the class? Yes, lots of yeses, but I don't. Have you been able to follow the class? Okay, you can hear me. There's a delay. Have you been able to follow the class? Someone express it in a way that I can understand. Oh, okay. All right. Not just yes, because I asked a couple of questions. Now you can hear me, all right. But you've been able to follow the class. Oh, well, anyway. Okay, all right, all right. Thank you, Krishna Balaram. All right, what I'm going to do, I am going to read to you what Prabhupada said. Yeah, so you can just wait, I guess, whatever. So here we go. I hope you're ready. Krishna Katha lecture no here. Oh, all right, all right. All right, so Srila Prabhupada, Radhastami 1973. Actual aim of life is to satisfy Lord Vishnu, and Krishna is the origin of Vishnu Tattva, and he is pleased through Radharani. Therefore, we don't keep Krishna alone. No, Radha Krishna, first Radharani. So that day is today. First, you have to worship Radharani. If you go through Radharani, therefore in Vrindavan, you'll see all devotees. They will address one another, Jai Radhe, still, because they know that if Radharani is pleased, if I can please Radharani, Radharani is presented the original pleasure potency, always absorbed in thought of Krishna. So anyone who comes before Radharani to serve Krishna, oh, she becomes so pleased. Oh, here is a devotee of Krishna. She immediately recommends Krishna. Oh, here is a devotee. He is better than me. This is Radharani. I may be not a devotee. I may be most fallen rascal. But if I try to reach Krishna through Radharani, then my business is successful. Therefore, we should worship Radharani first. That is our business. Instead of offering directly one flower to Krishna, you just put it in the hands of Radharani. My mother Radharani, Jaganmata, if you kindly take this flower and offer it to Krishna. Oh, Radharani says, oh, you've brought a flower? Krishna said, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam, Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. But don't try to offer Krishna directly. Just offer through Radharani. It will be very much appreciated by Radharani. So this is our philosophy, to please Krishna through Radharani. And just today is the auspicious day of Radharani's appearance. So we should offer Pushpanjali and pray to Radharani that, Radharani, kindly be merciful and tell about me to your Krishna, to your Krishna. Krishna is yours. Krishna, Radha Krishna. Krishna is not independent. Krishna is Radharani's property. So you have to approach Krishna through Radharani. That is, today is the auspicious day. Worship Radharani very nicely and be happy. Okay, did you hear that, devotees? It's probably going to take a minute for it to get through to you. Ah, Krishna. What a story, I tell you. All right. All right. So, devotees, it's been a bit of a struggle, this session on Facebook. It has been a bit of a struggle. But I think, well, you know what I'm going to do? Well, no. I am actually, yeah, you're here. All right. That's good. Thank you. I think I'm going to finish for this evening. I think I'm going to finish because there's just been many challenges, really many. And, but we've covered the material. I think we've covered everything fairly nicely, at least. Yeah. So, all right. So I'll finish here. Srila Prabhupada Ki. But don't go away. Don't go away. Okay, yeah, stop. We basically covered everything except for this, anyway, just between you and me, And there was just the one more quote from Prabhupada on a different Radhastami, but yeah, it's okay. We read one, it was very nice. You know what I want to do right now? Well, one thing, maybe you can tell the devotees, we'll have questions, of course, tomorrow. Don't go away yet, devotees on Facebook. Stay there. Yeah, so tomorrow is questions. Devotees on Facebook, you know what to do. And the day after tomorrow is Lord Nrsingadev's appearance day. And there's going to be a special program here. I'm going to take part in the program here in the afternoon. There will be, I will give a class in the afternoon or early evening, but I don't know yet what time it will be. We will put it on Facebook, what the time of the class will be tomorrow afternoon or evening. Tagdali, wherever we do these announcements. So, yeah, and then on the 7th, the day after, tomorrow, the day after Lord Nrsingadev's appearance day, we will start a new seminar. We will have a seminar on the demons in Krishna's Vrindavan Leela. And the anathas that they represent. Yeah. So that will go on. That'll go on, for as long as it goes on for. We'll just see how long it takes. And then when we finish that, we'll go on to Nectar of Devotion. Srila Prabhupada ki.